All right, listen. To all of you young adults out there, if you're 18, 19, 20 years old, and you think you can do it all on your own, you want to move out of your parents' house, and you think the American dream is real, I'm telling you this out of love. What I'm about to say is going to be harsh. You're not going to want to hear it. But if you're smart enough to listen, then it could save your life. The system is designed for you to fail. The American dream is a fairy tale. I wasted years of my life chasing the dream, the Disney fairy tale of the princess and the prince. Okay? College tuition is unaffordable. And so guess what? How convenient that a loan is going to be offered to you with interest, which used to be called usury. Look it up, U-S-U-R-Y, so that you can be enslaved later on. And maybe you're expected to get a college degree because everyone has one nowadays, but the fact that you're going to make more money is false. No one's going to pay you more money because you have a degree unless you have a chemical engineering degree, an environmental or engineering degree, or some sort of engineering degree or chemistry degree, which means you're going to be creating drugs, okay? Or a finance degree, which means you're going to be making money off the backs of the American people, or something else. If you get a trade degree, that's probably your best bet, but try to pay cash for it because you're going to be enslaved by the debt. If you're confused about drugs right now, because maybe all your life your parents have told you that drugs are bad, while simultaneously you see either your parents or other loved ones going to the doctor and getting prescriptions that make them out of their mind, and then maybe you went to your friend's house and smoked a joint and you thought to yourself, how is this bad? If drugs are bad, how can I be a cop? How can I be a teacher? How can I be a banker? I must not fit in. And so then you know what comes into play when you're a teenager or a young adult and you want to do things on your own and you realize something's not right with this value system, then you think that you need to isolate yourself, or maybe you just need to hang out with only those who do drugs. Well, the problem with a lot of you young people, and I'm old enough now to say I'm old, and you can say I'm old, okay, is that you're not understanding the difference between nature and pharmakia. In the Bible, in the book of Revelation, it says that all of the nations of the world will be deceived by their sorcery. Only the Greek word originally written was pharmakia, which means drugs. Pot is a medicine, an herb. It grows from the ground. The coca leaf, if you chew on it, it'll cure your sore tooth. But if a human comes by and grinds that coca leaf up and mixes it with a bunch of chemicals, it can become cocaine and it can become deadly. If a chemist goes into a lab and makes fake pot, it can paralyze you and kill you. And so all of you young adults out there, I'm saying this with love, nothing is what it seems. If someone tells you they're going to give you a job and you're going to be a manager in a month and you're going to have your own team and they're going to put you up in a hotel, you're probably getting taken away to become a slave. Okay? A slave. And if you borrow $100,000 for a degree in history or philosophy or whatever your minutia of a degree is, because there's so many different degrees now, because it's a money-making scheme, then you're still going to be a slave. So drugs are bad. Nature is good. But because nature is illegal and the system is designed for you to fail, you have to understand that nothing is what it seems. It's upside down. Do you understand? Satan rules this earth. The Most High is up there and he's watching us to see if we figure it out. But Satan is the one that's telling people, make money selling drugs. Make it illegal to smoke pot because pot cures cancer. Make it illegal to say, hey, that guy attacked me, Because, oh, you'll get charged with slander. But it's okay for people to enslave children in China and sell us clothes for $3 at Walmart, and the employees don't even get paid for half of the hours they work. And so parents, if you're listening, and you've got a kid that wants to go out on their own and they're going to college, if you can afford to pay for it, pay for it. Make them get a degree that actually is worth it, like, a technician, licensed air conditioner guy or a plumber. Not these magical PhDs of nothing that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, that do nothing. And if your kid's going into medicine, make sure that they want to sell drugs. Because I got a pre-med degree and I don't want to sell drugs and I'm in poverty. And so if you're out there, kids, and if you're out there, parents, realize that Satan rules this world. Don't trust these people that offer you things. And go back to what's basic and written in stone by our Creator to help you, which is the 10 Commandments. Okay? Honor your father and mother. That's one of them. Okay? I don't know if I said everything straight that I need to set straight. But if you want to go out on your own and your parents are clueless, and a lot of them are, especially parents that are well off and they think that everybody's well off and they don't understand what's going on in the world. People are starving. People are going to work, making a non-living wage. Their kids being raised by the state, and their kids being taught that vaccines are good and they're not going to give them autism. And then find someone in your family like me, the black sheep, the one that doesn't trust the government. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate to tell you this, but there's so many good, wonderful people in the government that work really hard. But then, what happens is there's just a few people that don't follow the 10 Commandments. Well, there's a lot of that. But there's just those few people that just do things based on whether or not they'll get caught and how much money they'll make. Okay? And it all goes back to the bankers. It really just does. The bankers own the Federal Reserve. It prints our money. They loan that money to our government, which is unconstitutional. Our government's not supposed to borrow money from a magical beanpole. Okay? Our government's supposed to be able to print its own money, but for all of time, there have been those people that just want to take over and have power and money. So if you want to pave your own way in this world, the first thing you got to learn is not to trust anyone. But if you follow the 10 Commandments and the Torah, then there's a book in the Bible, Leviticus chapter 26, that promises you wonderful things that our Most High says. If you follow those things, then you will be protected. But if you go out and you trust the Disney fairy tale, and you get your little magical degree with your magic beanpole money that's printed with interest, and then you're borrowing it with interest on top of that, and you think you're going to get a job, and that person who has to crank out money for Obamacare is going to be able to pay you $50,000 a year, you're in a dreamland. You are in a dreamland. So find someone in your family like me. Someone that'll teach you about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the international banking cartel and the word pharmakia, and explain to you that illness isn't normal, that you're eating poison that's created by Monsanto, and our congressmen are being bought off. They're being bought off to protect Monsanto so that people like you, when you get sick and have sores busting out of your body and you're breaking out in rashes and coming down with cancer, so that you can't sue them. Because we don't live in a Disney fairy tale. So if your parents are willing to help you, go back. And when you're sitting at home unemployed, this is what you're going to start doing, and I'm going to start trying to do it too. We're going to start reading those bills that Congress isn't reading. That's one thing we got to do. And you know what? If you start reading those bills, maybe you can get a job in Congress one day. And that's a possibility. Okay? Read the bills. Find out what they're voting for. Email your congressman. Open up a blog. Blog about cameras or whatever useless thing you want, because America is just sitting at home, unemployed, using their fractional reserve fake money that doesn't exist to click on ads that will pay you money. So you don't need to go off and sell perfume door to door or magazines. And you don't need to enter the sex slave trade to pay for a college degree that's a scam. Okay? Sit at home with your parents or with the black sheep conspiracy theorist of your family who will help you. Maybe you can find someone in your family that'll let you smoke a joint. I don't know. It's really ridiculous that that's illegal, but that's the part of the system that's making you fail. It's designed to make you fail. You just got to understand that. And when you understand that and you don't trust these snake oil salesmen, these serpent-possessed, greedy, power-hungry banker drug dealers, and I don't mean pot dealers, I mean pill dealers, then you have a chance of actually weeding through this hell. Because this is Satan's world. This is out of love, okay? This was out of love. I love you. But you got to wake up. Okay? Oh, and Walt Disney was totally a eugenicist Nazi. So, why are you going to believe Disney's fairy tale? Goodbye.